Dear students, today's video is about unicellular and multicellular organisms. Here I will discuss about the types of organisms depending on the presence of the number of cells as well as about division of labor. First, let's discuss about unicellular and multicellular organisms. On the basis of the number of cells in the living organism, they are grouped into the two categories. Unicellular are those organisms which are made up of only one cell, like amoeba, bacteria, chlamydomonas, paramecium, fungus like yeast. They come into this category. Now, unicellular organisms live independently in nature as a single cell, and this single cell is capable of performing all the necessary life processes like excretion, ingestion, respiration, reproduction, growth, and other metabolic activities. While the multicellular organisms, that are the organisms which are made up of many cells, this group of organisms show division of labor. That I am going to discuss shortly. Now, these multicellular organisms have come into existence from a single cell. In class 8, you have read about fertilization of the egg with the sperm, resulting in the formation of a zygote, that is a single cell structure. This zygote divides repeatedly to produce multicellular body of an organism. Human being, higher plants, and various other organisms, including fungus, come under this category. Now, what do you mean by division of labor? All living cells have the capacity to perform various functions that are the characteristics of all living organisms. Division of labor means that different parts of the body perform different functions. It is shown by multicellular organisms, including human being. Like, for example, lungs help in the exchange of gases. Heart pumps the blood to all the parts of the body. Stomach digests the various components of food that we eat. So, all these organs consist of some specialized cells to perform that particular function. A specialized type of muscle cell found in the heart, called the cardiac muscle, perform the function of continuous contraction and relaxation. Similarly, stomach consists of mucous cell which secrete mucus, and the parietal cell in the stomach secrete hydrochloric acid. Many living cells also have division of labor like human body, and each possesses specific components within it called the cell organelles. So, every cell contains some cellular structure known as cell organelles. Now, these cell organelles perform specialized function like the various organs that do in a multicellular body. These organelles perform various functions like ribosomes in the cell synthesize protein, chloroplast synthesize food, energy generation in the form of ATP is done by mitochondria, removal of waste product is done by lysosome. So, cells are able to survive and perform various functions because these contain organelles. All these cell organelles together form a structure called cell. Almost all cells consist of the cell organelle irrespective of their structure and function. However, all the cells work in close association with each other irrespective of their function and the organisms in which they are found. Now, here you know that various cells have different shape and sizes. Now, what decides the shape and size of the cell? Obviously, the shape and size of the cell is related to the function of the cell that it performs. For example, the shape of a human RBC is biconcave. Do you know why? Because it transports gases. So, the RBC contains hemoglobin inside it, which can bind with carbon dioxide and oxygen to transport these gases to the various cells. That's why it is biconcave, to increase the surface area for the conduction of these gases. Now, the shape of the cell varies in various cells. Now, most of the plant and animal cells have a definite shape, but some cells do not have a particular shape, like the WBC. It looks like an amoeba because it has no definite shape. Hence, it is called an amoeboid shape. While some of the cells are spherical like ovum, elongated like nerve cell, muscles are spindle shaped, and germ cells are cuboidal. So, my dear students, I hope you understood the topic of division of labor, and the shape and size of the cell vary from organism to organism, and the reason for which it varies. In the next video, I will be discussing about the plasma membrane and the cell wall. Till then, take care. Bye.